In this episode, we're going to learn how to unpackage and operate the Scentmaster 5000 commercial atomizing essential oil diffuser. It comes in two colors. On my right we have a black one, and on my left we have the white one. We'll just be unpackaging the white one here. As you can see, it's wrapped up, so we'll start with that. And of course the two different colors depend on the decor and the location in which people are planning on having these installed. It's my understanding that for the most part these are commercial application. However, I know several people that have bought them for whole home use, and these are basically set up to handle upwards of 5,000 to 10,000 square feet. Of course, that all depends on the ambient air in the space that you're looking to scent or to diffuse in. So I'm going to start here by simply unwrapping this white diffuser, this Scentmaster 5000. Normally they come in boxes of 4 or 6 units. You can purchase one if you're a consumer. If you're a wholesaler, they are required to purchase them in bulk. So simply wrapped in a good protective bubble wrapping here. And on the top it does have a sign. And on this sign it says, if the display does not show a time, please push the reset button with a ballpoint pen. The display will then bring up the time and the timer can be set. And it asks us to charge for 24 hours. The company used to pre-charge these, but depending on how long they would sit on the shelves, they will discharge over time. So it's always a good idea to plug the machine in and hit the reset, and then let it stay plugged in for at least 24 hours. Later on, if you decide to unplug it and move the unit, that's fine. It will hold a charge for quite a long time, and you should have no issues with it. So we're going to start here by taking off the bubble. And it's an adhesive style. So it's wrapped nice and firmly so it'll stay put. And it's just like an envelope. Okay, so when you first get it out, it looks kind of like a little mini briefcase. The neat thing about this unit, and something we're going to see in just a moment, is that it's not just a diffuser, it's also an air purifier or a filtration system. And you'll notice on the corners here we have these foam filters to begin with, and then inside it has 2 more levels of filtration, which I think you'll be pretty impressed with. On the back of the unit we have a key with a tethering system, and this allows you to wall mount the unit and then have a hidden key so you don't have to carry it with you or misplace the key. This is also where the power plug will plug into the back. The power plug comes in a separate bag, and it's included in the package. It's a 3-point plug with a ground end on it, and we'll show you that in just a moment. And so it plugs here, but allows you this void or this space so that when you're flush against a wall, you can still gain access to the key and to the power plug. I'm going to go ahead and reach the key and bring it around to the lock. With a quarter turn, I can let the key go, and then I can open the unit. Now I'm going to reposition myself, and then we'll start to go through the different components of the Scentmaster 5000. Now we're going to look through the Scentmaster as we explore the different components and just see how ready it is to go right out of the package. When you first open the diffuser, you'll notice that it has good documentation and good instruction. Not only built right on the unit, here we have a quick start guide. Over here on this panel we have programmable information for the programmable clock or digital timer that is built into the unit. And then we also have an instruction booklet on programming that also comes with the unit. And it's a step-by-step guide, starting with step 1 and going all the way to step 3. And it should give you, everything you need in detail on how to set your clock. And once you're done with that, you can pretty much do the set it and forget it. Especially when you're using it in a commercial application. It's on the wall, it's locked up, you don't want people to be touching it. So you can set it to your desired outputs and timing, and like I said, forget about it for a month or so. So first thing I see here when I come into the box is I have my filtration that we spoke of earlier, and at the end of the system I have my bottle where I will put my essential oils. You'll notice now on this particular unit we have a very sizable bottle for storage. That's because this commercial unit is made to run for great lengths of time. This bottle that comes in at standard is a 16-ounce bottle. If you convert that into milliliters, it's roughly about 473, I believe, milliliters. It comes with the atomizer already attached to the bottle, which can be taken off if you desire to unscrew it right off the bottle. You'll notice it has the longer straw to accommodate the larger size bottle. The Scent Master can also be ordered with a 32-ounce bottle, or twice the storage. I think in milliliters that's close to 1,000 milliliters, so it's quite sizable, but still fits in this section. Another thing I really like about this unit is it comes with your extra atomizer. It comes with extra tubing. The only tubing it requires is running from the atomizer to the pump access to run your air pressure to activate the atomizer. It also comes with 2 more hoses just in case, and then it has this little turret, and the purpose for the turret is to install at the top of the unit. Okay, and this allows this to turn, and you can set the direction of where you want the atomosate to go when it's being diffused by the Scent Master 5000. So I simply put my bottle in, I plug the hose onto the air outlet, like that. I can turn my tip the direction I want. Normally I face it forward. And then I can close the box and turn it on. Now let's just talk a little bit about how we turn the unit on, and also about the filtering capabilities. The air will enter from the left side of the machine, and as I mentioned earlier, the air is pulled through these foam filters in the case on the left side of the case. The air is first introduced to this ultraviolet germicidal module. The neat thing about this module is that it is powered. You'll see there's a plug on here, and it is removable. So if you ever need to replace this, and I believe these are serviced about maybe every 2 years, but we've had models who have had the same unit for 3 going on 4 years now. And as long as the ultraviolet light is operational, there's no need to replace it. Inside of this there is ultraviolet bulb that will kill all the bacteria and other virus type molecules, and ensure that any air going through the unit is going to be clean. So I can snap it back in. And you don't have to remove this when you receive your Scent Master. It's all ready to go. I just took it out so you could see how it operates. Okay. Then after the ultraviolet module, there's another particulate filter. This one also is at your discretion on how often you may or may not want to clean it. It pretty much captures all the leftover debris and dead bacteria that might pass through the UV filter, and ensures that the air that finally gets outside through the atomosate is completely scrubbed and cleaned of any bad molecules or debris. This is also replaceable, and again, it would be your discretion on how often, depending on the environment that you're in. Some places may need to be changed more often than others. And when I set it in there, it just kind of snaps in, and you know you're ready to go. Then the next stage is in this compartment, and inside of this compartment are 2 silent pump powerhouses, which are from our Aroma Whisper model, which is the silent pump technology. But in the Scent Master there are 2 pumps to give it more pressure and more power, and to create the necessary release of atomosate to cover those larger areas. Then down below, you'll see in the center section of our clock module, we have a fan control here. We have the output, which is similar to some of the home models like the Aroma Ace and the Aroma Whisper, which it turns the machine on, and then you have the flexibility of controlling how much atomosate or vapor comes out of the nozzle. And then you also have your rest time control and your runtime control. These also have light indicators to show that they're in operation. And similar to the home models, these run anywhere from 2 minutes to 20 minutes. And then the real power of this unit is, of course, the digital programmable timer. And that can be set any day of the week, multiple on and off times during each day. And you can just set it to run and not have to mess with it. Then we go to our atomizer, which most of you know how that works. I'm going to then close up this case. I'm going to plug it in. I'm going to turn it on, and I'm going to demonstrate the release of the vapor in the air, and just show you how easy it is to turn this and run this machine. Okay, I've just plugged in the unit in the back here, and I'm going to turn it around now so we can see how things work here. Open this back up. Now you'll see when I first turn it on, this UV light is already activated. It will stay on unless you unplug the unit, but you want that to always be operational. If you decide you don't want it to be running, and you can always unplug the module, but I'll plug it back in here. Okay, now when I first plug it in, I notice that my digital clock screen is not illuminated, which means that I need to reset the clock as it begins to charge. So I'm going to take a ballpoint pen like the instructions say, and I'm going to go down here. There's a little R for reset. I'm going to depress the button and then pull that out again. Now you'll see that it's reset the system, and now you may not be able to see on the camera, but it does have black digital letters in there, and it shows me a starting time of 12 p.m. I'm not going to set the clock on this in this episode, but I did want to go ahead and turn the machine on and let you see the operation of the unit. I can start now by turning the output switch on, and that will allow the vapor or the atomizing to begin. But that will be changed if you set it to go on and off with your digital timer. So right now it's on rest, and I'm going to switch my auto run to actual run to be operational now, so we're not waiting for it. So I'm bypassing the program timer, and I'm just setting it to come on and off with the turn of the switch. Okay, now I've set my atomizer to operate, and I'm going to put some light on the atomizer just to make sure that you guys can see the nebulizate coming out of the atomizer. And I can turn that on at a higher pressure, and it comes out very strong. I'm guessing it's pushing it into the room almost 3 to 3.5 feet as it slowly dissipates. Okay, so then behind that, I now can operate my fan. And my fan switch is right here on the left. And now, with that airflow pushing through the unit, it carries that atomosate much, much further into the atmosphere and allows it to cover a large area of space. But not only does it do that, it activates all the filtration and allows to pull, 50 plus cubic feet per minute of air through the system. So you're now filtering and you're scenting and getting the therapeutic value of your scent master. So I'm going to go ahead and put the turret back in. Right now I have it set to run 20 minutes. I'm just going to set my rest time to minimal for now. And I'm going to turn the machine back on so it's atomizing. My fan is on. Now I'm going to close up the box. And by closing that box, it makes it very, very quiet to operate. And I can feel a large blast of air coming out of that turret. And it smells really good. I believe it's sweet orange coming out of there. And you can also see the atomosate blowing out of here. Let's see. I'm not sure if the camera will pick that up, but it's coming out very aggressively. Now the nice thing about this is because of the air pushing more atomizing molecules into the air, doesn't mean you're using more oil. It's just dispersing it and forcing it further out into the atmosphere. So you get a quicker saturation of any room or warehouse space, for that matter, that you might be in. It's a very effective unit. I've seen people install them over doors, over exits, even mounting an exit sign right on the front of this unit. It makes them a little more discreet. I see in large spaces where they'll mount 4 or 6 of these units around a very large area. And most of the time that's done when somebody's trying to conserve oil. They'll run them at lesser lengths of time, but with more units in the room, it can saturate a room more quickly. So there's different ways to experiment on how much output, how long you want it to run, and that's all controlled by your clock and by the adjustment features on the dials. I hope this episode has been helpful. We're really excited about this ScentMaster 5000 and just the power, the strength, and frankly the price point is quite phenomenal, especially when you're talking about a unit that can both filtrate the air and scent and give you the aromatherapy that you're looking for. My cameraman says I might want to show you one more time just the power of the atomosate, but I'm going to do it by giving you a black background so you can just see how much is being pushed into the air. I think it's important to, again, to realize that we're not using a lot more oil. We're just simply dispersing it much more quickly and broader into the space so that it does a much better job. Until next time, breathe life in.